Most businesses are bleeding money without realizing it. Why? There's something I would call invisible lost time. That's when your employees are in the office, they're working hard, but they're doing things they're not really contracted for, or they're doing tasks that could be fully automated. Today, I'm going to be digging into my own work experience as an operations engineer, and I'm going to show you how I built an AI-powered workflow that qualifies invoices automatically. I used to spend 15 to 20 minutes 3 times a week to qualify invoices and compare them against the contract. Today, I'm going to show you how much that could cost your business and how you can solve it. Here's what we will cover. First, I'll show you a live demo of the workflow in action. Second, I will show you at high level of how it works without going into the technical details. And third, I'll show you a cost breakdown so you can see how much of the savings and opportunities you're missing out on by not automating. If you're new here, my name is Arpad and I'm the founder of Multiply. I aim to help small to medium-sized businesses gain momentum by embracing AI automations. I'm not here to make you any big promises, but I want to help you find your invisible lost time, build a solution together, and teach your employees on how to do that and maintain that so they can do it in the future. If this sounds appealing to you, then please click the link below to find out more or book a free consultation with me. If anything, I want you to remember 2 things from this video. First, start small. Let's find one process to automate and focus on that. 2, the tools I'm showing to you could be applied to almost any process, whether it's invoice qualification, whether it's screening CVs, or qualifying leads for real estate. But without further ado, let's dive into the demo. What we'll be doing here today is we'll be using Airtable as our CRM. What you can see here is our dashboards, which give a visual overview of the contract and the invoices we'll be using. So I've already pre-populated this with a contract. You can see the number. And that contract has linked already one invoice to it. We can jump to the invoice page. There we go. So we can select here our invoices. At the moment, there's one invoice selected or in the database that has 10 line items. You can see that here. The line items, each line item are linked to an invoice ID and a contract. And then what we do inside of here is the automated classification of the invoice where it compares it against the contract. So if I were to show you the invoice, this is an invoice. We'll be using the invoice of a rental car agency and a trip that was made. And within that description, it's a PDF file that I'll be sending to myself via email. And here you can see all the different line items with a unit and a unit value and a total amount. And then this invoice has already been uploaded and was compared against this contract, a rental agreement, its contract number. And in a rental agreement or contract, there'll be a pricing table with several line items, a unit and a unit price. And these are compared against the contract. So what I'll be doing now is I have sent myself an email and I will be executing the workflow, the in workflow, where the email is going to be read and the file and invoice is going to be uploaded. What we'll do is I've sent this invoice to myself, a second invoice, and this invoice has actually an extra line item added. The agency added a car wash, cheeky, which wasn't contracted for because that was not supposed to be built to me. So we've uploaded the PDF and basically created a text object from the PDF, and now we're using OpenAI to extract the information we want. And now we created the invoice. So if we go back to our contract, the workflow is continuing. There we go. A second invoice has been added to our workflow. And here we can see, it's working. There we go. The second invoice, ending with 202, has been added to the database. And this happened all live. And clearly it has identified that the car wash was not an item within the contract. And here you can also quickly verify that, as there is no corresponding line item listed within the contract, and also not a unit price listed within the contract. The contract price is 0. So that's an easy way for you to review that. What we also have is that an email was sent to me at the end. We can see that here. A message was sent, and I've uploaded that message here. Here we can see that a overview is given, and basically a statement is made whether the invoice requires further review or is ready for being approved. And this allows you a very high level overview on whether further review is required. So yeah, I hope that was insightful. This is a high-level overview of the process that we followed with the different tools. So basically, we received an email. That email was uploaded, or at least the PDF was, the attachment was downloaded, and then that was uploaded into my Google Drive in this case. We've extracted key information using the Llama Pass model. Basically, it reads the PDF and transcribes that into a text object, which then can be read by OpenAI to extract the information it needs. And that is then populated into the Airtable that we showed earlier. The contract is done in a similar way, but that was done already before starting this demo. So the contract is also uploaded into the same Airtable, and as you upload the invoice, it is linked to the contract because it reads the contract number on the invoice. And then AI is used to assess both all the line items, and that is then populated in the visual dashboard that was shown. And at the end, a summary is compiled and then sent into an email to myself or the finance team. And then also the email, the actual invoice is filed within the data management system, which in my case was Google Drive. So if that was interesting, let's have a look at the cost breakdown. I made a simple spreadsheet that can help us visualize the impact of this automation. So if you had one user, and our hourly rate is 75 Australian dollars, and we save ourselves 1 hour a week, and we've got one workflow, then our annual returns or annual savings would be roughly 3 grand. Return on investment would be almost 400%. Compare that to your average stock market or interest rates on the bank, and you decide for yourself whether this is a worthwhile investment or not. The other good news is that you'd be breaking even in roughly about 3 months. If you have a small company, and each of them would be saving 1 hour a week on one particular workflow, you'd be saving roughly almost 10 grand a year in annual savings. and with the ROI remaining the same. Now, our aim would be roughly to save, let's say, find 4 workflows or 4 processes that we could optimize. And ideally, we'd save 4 hours per week, which is basically looking at saving yourself a Friday afternoon. So if we increase the number of workflows, that would impact the initial investment you have to pay, because you pay not on the number of users using a workflow, but the actual different workflows that we've built. And looking at that, your annual return would be roughly almost $45,000 a year, which, looking at this hourly rate, compares to almost a third of the annual salary of one person, recovered by simply saving 4 hours a week on a weekly basis. Now, if your employees are slightly higher paid, then the returns increase quite significantly as well. This is how we will work in the future: smarter, faster, and massively cost-effective. If you'd like to see more automations like this, hit subscribe, drop me a like, and in the comments, let me know what process you would want to see automated next. And if you want me to help building your own automation, then check out the link below and book a free consultation call. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.